And we back. Abraham Doki.
America's Brown Murillo Gonzalez.
And let's get it going.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary people, everyone ever. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of topics regarding sort of relationships and how to deal with them. But first of all, we want to talk about bad texters.
Oof. But before we even talk about that, first, shout out to everybody who's been supporting us from day one. We love the comments. Also, comment topics you would like to see in the future. That'd be really cool. We're super excited about that. Even if you want to call in one day, we could plan. You could call into the show. We can have a great conversation. Any topic. We also guests. We love guests.
And please like, comment, and subscribe.
Share. Show it to your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, your brother, your mother. I say your mother, but I want everybody to see this.
SoundCloud is also needs some traction. So if you're more of a person who likes to walk around and live your life, you can play it in the background, play it in your ears. Mm-hmm. Let us serenade you.
Our voice are amazing. I think people fall asleep to my voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad when I'm making a podcast.
You're so boring.
I mean, wow. That's what my mom tells me a lot. She's like, Abe, go out, do something. Just sit at home and like do work. Go live an exciting life.
Oh my God.
Right? Well, that hurts. Also, so back to the show.
And transitioning, speaking of mothers who want us to make money, we also made a Patreon that would be so helpful if you would like sign up for. It's $1 a month, or you can pledge $5 a month and be a part of the Black Heart Club, which is an exclusive club for members who love the podcast and want to support us. We have special features. You can read more about it in our Patreon.
And it's going to be in our bio in this video as well. So please support and love. So to bad texters, stop talking to me.
Abe.
I'm sorry.
WYD.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't know what that means?
Nah, bro. I'm not cool. I'm not hip. You have to tell me stuff.
It means, what are you doing?
What are you... Oh, nothing. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, ooh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling in the crib. You want to link up? You want to come over?
You want to smoke?
You want to smoke?
Want to match?
You want to match? We just met today. We just matched on Tinder. Oh, so you want to link up?
Oh my God.
You want to chill?
What you want to do?
What you want to do? What are you on here for? Oh, you just trying to make friends? I could be your best friend. So come over. I live alone. I have a car.
Dry texters.
Oh my God.
That is this segment.
But women can be really dry texters, and men can be really dry texters. Is there really a difference? Because when I talk to women who are like, I'm talking to this guy and I'm really being dry to him, the mindset is I'm not actually even interested in talking to him.
Yeah.
And I'm just texting him dry because there's not much to do, or I'm just trying to find some entertainment. On the other side, when guys are like super dry texting, it's similar in that sense that it's like a lack of interest. But also, guys are weird. They would be interested in you and still be really dry texting. I've never done it. So I'm just going to use the conversation I have with all my friends who, are women, and what they tell me when it comes to dry texting and why they're dry, or what they hate about dry texters. What they hate about dry texters is the initial issue is they seem like they're interested. They seem like they're interested, if it's a dating app or, you meet through friends, they seem interesting at first. Or they're like, oh, don't be boring.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It places all of the responsibility on the guy to like carry a conversation, which in turn makes women sort of lazy when they're texting. And that's what I was going to say before is like there's the ratio of men to women on dating apps is like they match with like 100 and they're like, well, I need to have an entertaining conversation. So if you're not going to be entertaining within the first 3 texts or so, then I'm not going to reply anymore.
Yeah, it's so interesting because from, again, the conversations I have, we're specifically talking about dating apps. Guys on dating apps are just too strong. And if it's not that, they're just super boring. If it's either let's link up, let's do something, I'm going to pull up to your house right now, Like that's really it. Then on the flip side, um, yeah, when a girl is just dry, it's just like you can hit them up, no response, or it's just not much happening. Now understand that some people are listening to this pod, like, hey, Amir, what you guys are talking about? If they're dry, they're obviously not interested. That's not always the case. I don't think that's always the case. I feel like people honestly just don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk.
That's
They don't know
true.
how to carry a conversation.
I feel like, well, what is your definition of interest? Because a lot of people just want to like
Yeah,
have
sex.
sexual relations.
Yeah, I mean, which is fine. Which is fine. That's
totally
cool.
fine.
That's cool. Like if you that's all you want, first be upfront about that.
Yeah.
Let's
Put
start
it in
there.
your bio.
Yeah, put it in your bio.
Um,
But I don't feel like
I feel like more
some
people
are gonna be like,
more people need to define or like say what they're looking for, and I want to hear less of looking for whatever happens.
the
happens.
vibe. The vibe.
Looking for the vibe. I hate that word. It triggers me. Like
The word vibe triggers.
it's so vague and upsetting because when they're saying they're looking for a vibe or they're
It's
looking for
usually just a
anything,
hookup.
it's never a hookup. It's like they're looking for
Really?
anything but a hookup. And then when you suggest a hookup, they get offended and they're like, "I'm not a whore," or etc. "I'm not a harlot." And I'm like, well, you said anything, and now you're mad at me for state your limits. State your limits. It's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree in the sense that you should be really upfront about it. But I've known people who've been on dating app and they're hooked up with people who just put looking for a vibe. A lot of people use looking for a vibe as an excuse for a hookup. Like comment down below what you think looking for a vibe is. Maybe you could maybe you're on the Emir side as, oh, they're looking for anything but a hookup. They're looking for like maybe a connection and something bigger or just a friendship. I think people usually put looking for a vibe. They want to say hookup, but they don't want to seem scandalous. They don't want to seem too like straightforward with it. Like I'm gonna say I'm looking for a vibe, and then after I vibe, we're gonna hook up. That's just the mindset. But also, Doki rants. This is gonna happen. When I was just saying that, I just thought about something. People who stay in friendships with people just to hook up later on, like people who play the long game, that's so weird. A lot of guys do that. They will be friends with a girl who they're initially physically attracted to, be friends with her, and the long game is just to hook up with them. And after they hook up, they're like, I'm not really interested in being friends. That is disgusting. I hate that. And guess what? Girls do it too. Some girls do it too. Like, that's my brother. That's my male best friend. That's my brother. That's my sis. That's my only sis. Don't be, come on, that's my sis. That's the homie. Some girls are like, oh man, he's cute. He's fine. Oh, he has a girlfriend. Let me play it cool. Oh, the girl's going? I lit. Then after that happens and you realize, the interest, the friendship, or the sex wasn't even worth it, it's clipped. And the guys, oh dude, I'm only talking to the guys who do that and afterwards they're like, I'm not interested in being friends because I've been friends with you 2 years and I finally got what I wanted and now I'm out. So peace out. That is horrible. And I don't know, maybe because I have a lot of friends and I don't ever see them like that and would never do that. Like, if I'm interested in you, I'm going to make it very obvious I'm interested in you. And if it don't work, it don't work. I'm going to, respect your boundaries. And if something happens in the future, I'm going to understand that we were friends beforehand. So I'm going to even have more respect to you. And guess what? If something happens and then, later on she's like, hey, I'm not interested anymore. It was weird. I don't want to, mess with the friendship. You respect that and you keep it pushing.
I feel that. I feel like for me, I've never been in that situation.
Same.
Because mostly because I'm like really direct in what I want from someone. Especially when I'm matching with them on an app or whatever. Right. It's like, I want to do this. And
this is why I'm here.
But like also, if we can't do this, then I'm probably not interested. And we're probably not going to talk anymore because, well,
that's what I wanted.
Not what I was looking for, which has several connotations. It has the connotation of me sort of using people, But also like, I don't know. That's not how I feel personally.
But
it's just like
it could be seen like that.
It could be seen like that as that. But what I would say is like, I would only really consider it me using someone if I wasn't straightforward with them. Right. If I didn't tell them like, hey, like this is what I'm looking for. If I didn't say that and I just kind of pretended like I wanted a long-term relationship when really I just wanted like a hookup, that's just messed up.
That's grimy. That's grimy. I mean, for me, I'm such a friendly person. I want to be your friend. like I make friends so naturally. Like even if I'm interested in you, I want to be your friend first.
I really want friends, but I end up like sleeping with
all of them.
The prospects who were supposed to be my friends.
The prospects, not the prospects.
We end up like sleeping together, and then it just turns into a mess. And I'm just like, well,
shoot,
like.
Oh, you were a prospect. You were a prospect with my friend. I could not. Like, I don't know. For me, I have to be interested. I think I said this in the last post. Like, at first, I have to be interested in you to even hook up with you. So that's why the friendship is really important, because there's going to be an awkward time or a situation. You're going to have to go back to, okay, this is my friend. This is how I communicate with them, so forth and so what. If it's just like a hookup without like a baseline, and listen, if you want to go hook up and have fun, go. We're supporting you. However, when a situation happens or something awkward happens, it's gonna be real harder. It's gonna be harder than not to work that out, just because the communication is not there. We understand how important communication is. Communication is key.
On that note, friends with benefits.
Oh,
do they work? Are they viable?
Are they viable? I love that question. I don't believe in friends with benefits, only because I've seen it happen.
Aren't you married to like 4 women
in Africa? Yeah. Listen, according to my ex, I have 4 wives waiting back home just for me to arrive, and it's gonna be like, come to America.
That polygamy is crazy.
It's litty. I feel like that's a topic that I want to bring later to the show. But I think you guys are gonna hear it from me. Friends with benefits. I don't think it works, because what I've seen is obviously someone catches feelings, or the communication dies down, or as people are not mature enough for that. It's like a maturity test. It's really a maturity test. Like, this is what it is. This is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna keep it like that. And also the respecting of the boundaries. It's a lot that goes into friends with benefits, though.
Yeah.
You have to respect their boundaries, the communication. You have to understand what it is. You have to have a certain mindset. I know I can't do it. I'm the type to catch feelings. Oh, Lord. I'll fall in love with you. I'll look at you, touch your hair, kiss your forehead.
But I feel like
go on a date afterwards. You want to snuggle? I'm going to cook for you, because I know how to cook. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to make...
advertising yourself on
our show? Doki Delights.
Oh, no.
On Instagram.
Oh, no.
But no, I would want to do all of that things, so I know I can't do friends with benefits, but I know myself. What about you? What you think about friends with benefits?
I've been in several.
100.
All right.
All jokes.
That's dramatic as hell.
I'm dramatic.
They're weird. Like, sometimes, like, for when you say that they're flawed because you could either catch feelings, or they could die out.
Yes.
Well, for me, like, if they die out, then I don't really see that as a problem.
It is what it is, man.
It just ended, There's no malice in that. Course. Sometimes you just lose interest. Or you find someone else. Like, you just find someone else who actually you can sustain a long-term relationship with. As for catching feelings, I think that happens frequently.
Yes.
Where, like, the lines are blurred a lot. Because the boundaries aren't really set in place. So you end up falling in love. But, like, is that really bad? Because, like...
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's bad.
I love friends. I also, like...
But you don't sleep with all your friends.
Yeah.
And sleeping is an intimate thing. You guys are sharing a lot, just more than just physical.
Some people disagree.
Yeah, for me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people just see it as a physical thing. And
sometimes I see it varies. Like, some interactions sexually with certain people are, like, intimate. But then... Police siren.
In the hood, you know the vibes.
Oh, yeah. So with some people, some interactions can be seen as intimate. Other times, it's like business,
Right?
or like
Business,
or just like quick pleasure.
Yeah.
Mindless.
Which is all fine.
Yeah.
We're supporting that. If you want to do that, that's cool. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying that's what happens. Like, I'm not saying it's a negative or a flaw, but I just know myself. I can't get jiggy with that because I most definitely will want to take you out and have a romantic date.
Yeah.
And that's gonna blur everything.
Yeah. It definitely gets blurry.
Yeah.
Because then you have to talk about, like, are you exclusive? That's the worst. Oof. Like, you don't know.
Do you believe in being friends with benefits and being exclusive? Do you believe in that?
It doesn't make sense to me. But as me, as a person, I'm like, I want to be exclusive with someone. But then that also leads to, like, the idea of, like,
why are we not in a relationship if you want to be
exclusive?
Yes,
like, guys who, like, want to be friends with benefits, but also don't want their ego hurt, so they want to be exclusive, so they want to be like
but that's a control dynamics. You want to have that control of that woman's body. Like, yo, I don't want to be in an intimate relationship with you, but I don't want you to have sexual pleasure with other people. That's controlling, and that's disgusting.
It's like
Change that.
You can't commit.
Yeah, you can commit, but you want to control.
And you can't have both.
Yeah.
I will say that you can't have both. I don't think that it can be exclusive. Like, people do what they want,
it happens.
But I don't think it should. Or I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah. I actually never thought about it much because I've never been in one. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're like, I don't know. That's a great question. I'd like you guys to, comment down below or send us some DMs about this because I think it's really interesting. I really want to hear what other people have to say. I've really never thought about it because, again, like I said, it's like a contract, right? If you guys both agree, we will be exclusive. I'm the only guy that you're sleeping with. You're the only girl I'm sleeping with, and so forth.
It's just safer that way.
Yeah, it's
like,
emotionally,
sexually, it's safer.
Yeah, but that's what the point thing is. You have to have that conversation beforehand. You can't after like the third night of hooking up. So are we exclusive? That just kills the vibe.
It's hard. Like, you don't.
But you have to have that conversation.
That conversation.
You have the conversation before you guys do it. Because somebody always asks, "Do you want to be friends with benefits?" You say yes, or you say no. But if you say yes, the next step is, "Are we exclusive?" And if you say no, I don't want to be exclusive. I have other people I'm interested in having, sex with.
Then you have to talk about, like, should we tell each other when we do that?
That's why it's complicated.
And
it's a contract.
now you have to communicate. Because, like, I've been in situations where, like, I don't even want to hear it. Because I'm just insecure.
Right.
Or I have been. And I'm just like, part of me wants to be able to have an open relationship or, like, polygamy or whatever.
Right.
Part of me loves that idea. But then the other part of me is sort of hurt by the idea of being replaced or, like, feeling unvalued. Yeah,
undervalued.
Undervalued.
Or having somebody take that, like, that power from you.
Yeah, so it's, like, hard to balance that and still feel secure in a relationship or a friends with benefits situation.
I mean, I think that's so interesting because we're talking about friends with benefits, right? But we can also use that in relationships, in exclusive one-on-one relationships where, maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend has a new friend of the opposite sex that they're hanging out with all the time. Then you have that insecurity, like, oh, am I being replaced? Like, what is this? This is something new. It's that same feeling, obviously it's completely different, but it's in terms of that feeling you feel inside of you may be getting replaced.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So let's, like, pivot right back to the friends with benefit conversation. If you should tell the other person if you're not exclusive, I think you should, because I think it's just a respect thing. I feel like if we talk about this and we're like, oh, we're not going to be exclusive, or we are going to be exclusive, I think having more communication is better. I'm never a fan of let's have less communication. If I'm okay with you sleeping with other people, I would just like to know when that is happening, because not everybody is safe out here. We have to also take that into account.
Yeah.
Not everybody's taking care of themselves. Like, men are out here wilding, drawing. It's bad. But at the same time, it's having that more communication and having it happen. If you don't do that, that's fine. That's fine. If you don't feel the need to communicate who you're sleeping with, it's not even who you're sleeping with, but it's just like, hey,
Are you doing?
I'm doing that. And also, again, that's why having that conversation the first night. I don't feel like you have to do it every time. Like, oh, I slept with I slept with Tiffany the other night. I'm just letting you know. Like, that's you don't have to do that all the time. But I
Tiffany?
think it's just a random name.
Really?
You called me. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Anyways, heartbroken. Dun, 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 dun. But I feel like all of this should happen in the first conversation. It all should happen in the first conversation. If you're in friends with benefits, that person should not be blowing up your phone. Who you with? Who you sleeping with? Blase, blase. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's clipped. It's bad. It's a bad look. You're going to be screenshot and you're going to be sent to the group chat and you're going to get blocked. Just in that screenshot, group chat, laugh at you, blocked in that sequence. But all of that should happen the initial night, that conversation, create that contract, both names are down there, and have it signed. That's how I feel.
Do you think we talked enough about dry texting?
We can go back. I feel like
we branched out.
Yeah, we branched out because I feel like it's so much going on. I don't like. We could go back to dry texting real quick because I do have something I do want to talk about.
Okay.
Dry texting, I think if you're not interested in somebody, don't talk to them. That's just me. I'm not going to talk to you if you're boring. I don't think I'm boring. I think I have great conversations with almost anybody.
Yeah.
I've cut off people for being boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you're bored, if we can be friends, we're done with friends benefits or anything romantic, just straight friendship. If you're not loving me, if you're not supporting me, if you're not supporting my business, if you're not supporting me mentally, if you're not pushing me to be a better person, if you're not making me laugh, what are you doing in my life? Like, what is your purpose in my life? Just to talk to me every 2 weeks for 30 minutes about your life?
About nothing.
About nothing.
It's
It's honestly about nothing. Oof. Sorry,
it's
I have a moment.
crazy. It's crazy. They just really don't be talking about nothing. They ask what you're doing every 5 seconds. And it's like, especially now in quarantine, nobody is doing anything. And so it's even worse.
It's so much worse. And you know, I hate that I know how to have a good conversation because I'm like, hey, I'm going out to the laundromat. Oh, how long are you going to be at the laundromat? Oh, just about an hour. Oh, that's cool because I'm about to go to the gym. Oh, that's crazy. What kind of workouts are you going to do? Oh, wow. I know, I see you going crazy. Like, you can have those kind of conversations. People have I can't even speak. They do this thing when they talk to somebody. They have this, oh, okay, that's cool. Are you serious? Wow. That's great to hear. All those are conversation enders. All of those are conversation enders, and they do it all the time.
Definitely.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
They don't follow up.
No follow-up.
Or like, they don't add anything. They just say, okay, or that's cool.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
And it's like,
okay, I'm done. like, what are we doing? Like, so my English is all over the place because I'm really passionate. You guys can see the passion for me right now. I'm just all over the place right now, especially when they always do it. And they're like, oh, man, you don't even talk to me anymore. Oh, the vibe is different. You end the conversation before the conversation even begins. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
I feel like this episode's been like all over the place, but also really fun because people really need to check themselves. Also, I think it's okay to cut off people if they're boring. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we're in the ballpark of like topics relating to each other.
Yeah. Also, I think we had this conversation earlier, but can we normalize breaking up with people within like the first month? Can we do that? Okay, like the first red flag should be enough.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that like you should be able to end a relationship at any point and not sort of feel obligated to stay with someone. But is it socially acceptable to like leave someone within a month after like all this sort of
I mean,
commitment or like this idea of commitment that you put in this other person's head.
it's been a month.
Yeah, but
Like for me, like first I don't care what society tells me or feels like it's not because
yeah.
it's like, oh, you've been with, you was only with her for 2 months or 3 months. Wow, that's fast. No, it wasn't working out. The vibe changed. The energy wasn't there, or they did something that I didn't like. It's okay to break up with people if you're not feel like that person is, satisfying you mentally, physically, sexually. If they're not, that's fine. And understand that some people are gonna hear this like, wow, that's grimy.
That's cold, eh?
That's cold.
You a
But also, you
cold
should have
dog.
should have certain standards. If you want to wait until that person is there, that's great. Go ahead and fall in love with potential. That's nice. Go ahead and do that. I'm not. I'm not doing that anymore.
It's so petty, bro.
It's not petty. I feel like people go ahead and they fall in love with potential, and then if that potential is never realized, it's like, oh man, I just wasted 5 years. You're still the person you were 5 years ago. Oh man, that's great. It's relationships are always a risk. It's
True.
always a risk.
Yeah.
You never know. It's a crapshoot. If you want to
Even
wait,
if you like you're friends with someone,
right?
and then you start dating them, they're probably gonna act like a completely different person because they're gonna try to start treating you differently because the boundaries have changed.
Yeah, the boundary has changed. Yeah, I feel like it's so weird. For me, if I feel like if it's something special, I will be willing to, let certain things slide. But if I'm not happy or I know that something's wrong, I'm in a mental space that I more likely will break it off. In high school, you knew me since high school. Everybody who's listening, I was a little cold. I was a little cold in high school.
Oh yeah,
A little cold.
he was a dog. No, but
Cancel that. But I feel like
No.
in college I became more empathetic and willing.
Naturally,
Yeah, naturally, but also giving thirds and second, third, fourth, fifth chances to people when I didn't have to. So I'm really talking from experience. It's okay to break up with somebody within the first 2 months if they're not giving you what you need. We have to have certain standards, and if that person is not meeting the standards, and the standard should always be happiness. If that person making you happy? Period. If they're not making you happy, oh, they're gonna make me happy in 5 months. They're gonna make me happy in a year. We don't know that. Make yourself happy first and dip. That's how I feel. You got any comments about that?
No, I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, listen, comment. Like I said, you could comment on everything we're saying. We love to have a good dialogue, but what I wanted to say earlier, I saw a post on Twitter that said if you're in your 20s and you're in a monogamous, English.
Monogamous.
There we go. Relationship, you're wasting your time. And her point was the fact that in our 20s, we don't know what we want. We're not financially set. Half of us are not mentally set. So we're going into relationships and just breaking each other's hearts.
Honestly, kind of has a point. Like,
yeah.
Were you done?
No, go crazy.
I feel like that's how I felt as soon as I got to college. I was 18. No, I was 17.
Young boy.
And I was in a relationship with someone. And she was in New York, and I was going to school in Atlanta. So we were long distance. And before I got to college, I was thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be so easy. I love this person. And then I got to college, and I'm like, there's so much freedom here. and not even like sexually or romantically. There's just so much freedom there to do whatever I want. But like I've got this image of my girlfriend in the back of my head, kind of preventing me from like sort of having fun. And like I feel like monogamy has the inherent restrictions of monogamy kind of weigh a lot on young people who are just trying to live their lives and can't because, I don't want to say stuck with someone, but like that's how it feels sometimes when you're like in these kinds of relationships, and you're not having the fun, you're not enjoying it.
I'm happy you said that because that's your truth. Because I personally cannot be in a poly relationship. I just know myself. I can be in
Yeah.
an open relationship. I'm very exclusive. If I'm with you, and you're with me. I'm monogamous to
But
the 18th degree. That's just me. But I understand your point.
You're monogamous, but do you think that it is a waste of time?
No.
Like, do you think you're gonna marry this person?
There's a chance. Everything's a risk. It's honestly a risk. What I can understand both sides. I can understand that a lot of people like it's a waste of time. You don't have the financial means to meet this person. You're like 23, or broke kid out of college, or you're still in college and it may not work out. But also, like I said, everything's a risk. All poly relationships don't work out as well. Open relationships end in heartbreak a lot as well.
I just feel like everyone needs a hoeing phase to just get that out of your system. Where like, monogamy doesn't feel like a trap.
No, just be single.
Yeah,
just don't. You don't have to be in a relationship to be a hoe.
it's the same thing. Every single No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. I don't. Totally disagree with you.
I'm just playing.
I was going to say promoting cheating here. We just that was a joke.
Was I?
Low key.
How?
Because you're like, oh, I'm being trapped. That's what cheaters use as the excuse to cheat.
Oh yeah.
I feel trapped. I don't.
No,
have this
but
freedom.
like you don't have to cheat to feel that way.
You don't.
You can just
start breaking
feel
up,
stuck, and like end
break
the
up.
relationship.
But I think that's the thing that cheaters use. Like, oh, I feel stuck in this relationship and it's holding me back. I don't want to break up with them because I love them, but I want to be free. And then we get into people who go upstate for college because that's how they act. They go upstate New York, or like
our listeners aren't from New York, so you gotta be more.
Yeah, upstate New York. Sorry, we're New Yorkers. I've seen too many times. Oh, I love my boyfriend. I love my girlfriend, and they visit them on Tuesday, and they're with somebody new on Thursday, and I'm just like, damn, it's breaking up with someone can be tough. I understand it's hard. But also that person has feelings, and you should respect that. And if you love them so much, it's okay to let them go because you don't want to hurt them. But then again, you go hurt them even more, even on the worst degree. Monogamy can be restricting for certain people. Yes, it is for you. Find that out earlier, and protect yourself and protect other people.
Or
you could go.
If you really love this person and you don't want to leave them, but you, for example, are long distance or whatever. And can't necessarily see them all the time, you can talk to them about it.
Right.
Like you can talk to them about opening the relationship. Not every relationship that starts off monogamous or poly has to end that way or has to be that way forever. Like it can change if you just talk about it. But they might not be into that. So
which is fine.
So like,
if that's the case, you have to respect it and don't be like, oh man, they're not into it. So I guess I'm going to just stay in a relationship and then do whatever I want to do. Let's not do that. Let's normalizing it's okay to break up with people. It's okay.
When it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out. Especially like your happiness is the most important thing. Your happiness is the most important thing. Empathizing, like the show emotional intelligence. Have that emotional intelligence to not hurt somebody else and understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, it's okay to break up with them because you care about them and you don't want to hurt them. Let's do that. But you're just going to say something, bro.
Yeah, so, like, on that note, I feel like I've personally been, like, not trained, but sort of, like, conditioned to believe that every relationship has to end on a bad note. So, like, I have to, like, hate the other person who I've been with or just not like them. And so when that happens, I just, like, feel so bad. I forgot where I was going with this, but I just feel like I have to feel so angry at them when in reality I don't. And we could end things on mutual. Oh, so like, here's where I was going with this. So like the way that things end through communication and realizing that they're just not healthy for each other, or they're not a good fit. I don't really sense that in a person. Instead, I sense that, oh, this person doesn't like me anymore, so that hurts. So then I don't like them, and now I'm mad at them. And that's usually how I've been conditioned to perceive breakups.
You're not the only one though. Like I've known people who's like, I'm gonna end my relationship really bad, just because I don't want them to have a certain outlook on what we were. Like people go ahead and ruin. I don't know. We talked about this in an earlier pod, but it's perplexing to me. People go out of their way to hurt somebody else at the end of the relationship just because. I'm not saying you have to be friends with your ex. If you're friends with your ex, that's cool. That's dope. But why can't you guys just break up and go on separate roads? Like, it's okay to do that. I think a lot of people struggle doing that because it's like, I put all this time, effort, and energy into somebody, now it's not working out, and I'm naturally hurt and angry.
That's how
fine.
I feel.
No, but that's fine.
Or have felt.
But let's have the emotional intelligence thing, to just like, yo, I don't want to hurt this other person. For me, I'm way too much of an empathy. Like, I empathize with everybody, especially my partner. And if we're gonna end things, I want us to end things on a gray ground because I don't want to have that hate, and I don't want that hate to develop over time.
I definitely couldn't be friends with my exes, most of my exes, because I couldn't get over what had happened. It's not even that like I want to get back with them. It's the fact that it ended so badly for me that now I can't even get that image out of my head. So like every time we talk, I'm just thinking about that, and that sucks for me.
I mean, if they're trash, I mean, that's different. I mean, like we could separate the two. Like, if you have a trash ex, like you don't have to end things great with them. I mean, you don't have to like blow up their Jeep or anything. Like, there's this Twitter video of this lady like blowing up some dude's Jeep, like it burned some parts of her face. Like, you can have a toxic ex, and if the relationship was bad, just leave it where it is. That doesn't mean you have to, go out in fireworks, but you can leave it how it is.
I'm dramatic as hell though. I gotta like.
You gotta make a show.
I gotta make it a show.
Like, a lot of people do that, and it's so confusing.
I'm an artist.
Man, these artsy folks, man, don't date artists.
Don't
date.
Don't do it.
They're too emotional, and they're gonna.
They get stuck in their own world.
And you're not their world ever.
They're weird. Yeah. You're
all
not
jokes,
wrong.
All jokes.
No, it's not. You're not even wrong, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Artists, a lot of artists like that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not all of them.
Artists.
A lot of them, they're sentimental.
Yeah.
But then they don't really utilize that sentimentalness, I guess. In relationships, they use it for their art.
Yeah, I feel like even like people who are really academic or into academia, they're
lost.
They don't have any emotional intelligence. They were actually like the inspiration for the show when we were talking, because I've known a lot of people who are very academically, they're doing their research, they're getting their grants, they're great. They don't understand like emotions and relationships. They know numbers and they know how to study data and put it into like a novel or a film, but in terms of like emotional intelligence, in terms of relationship, even friendships, it's lost to them.
Yeah,
like it's because a lot of people just studies and not people. It's like, how can I use you to grow myself into this person I want to be? Like, so I'm gonna take you, be with you, take what I can from you, discard you, and go on my merry way, because I myself is my own research. Damn, that was low key deep. Low key deep. I've seen it happen. I don't know if it's happened to me because my ex was really into academics. She was really academically,
I just want to let you know we hit the 40-minute mark.
Oh, we got like 5 minutes left.
Like little 5-6 minutes.
5-6 minutes. Ding, ding, ding. But like, I feel like a lot of people do that, and I'll go to panels and they're like, "Oh, the life as a academic is very lonely." Does it really have to be? Or you're doing it by choice because your study is more important than the relationship you're interested in? So like you put your studies over the person you love, which is fine. You could do that, but
that's valid. I mean, there's so many people in college who have prioritized their academics over like socializing with me, with other people. But like, you can't also complain about like being lonely when you're just not putting yourself out there, or like not accepting requests to go out there because you have to study. It's like
you can do both.
Yeah, you can definitely do both.
There's people who are charismatic.
I do everything.
Yeah, this guy's the GOAT. The GOAT over here. Oof. But you could be, charismatic, funny, sociable, and into your academics. I've seen people do like it's so weird being in the same room of people who are married, spend married long time, but they have their novels and they got their studies going, and then they have the lonely folks who haven't been, in a relationship for 30 years. Like, well, my studies gonna change the world. My new research is everything to me. It's like that's cool, but please don't complain about being lonely, because that seems like a personal decision. I'm sorry, and I understand your research and your studies can take up a lot of time. But if that's the case, you can't be like, yo, this is a lonely path I've chosen, because I've seen other people chose your path that are now lonely.
Mm.
Boom.
Any lonely academics in the comment section? Y'all want to fight?
I love you guys.
Don't fight me. Abe started it.
I did start it because I saw something on Twitter like academics are like they have no emotional intelligence. I was like, yeah, they don't.
And this could definitely branch out to even outside of or like romantic or social
even friendships,
even like social issues where like people spend so much time studying race and stuff, and then not really navigating it in real life.
No.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's like I can write a 50-page thesis on, Latin America,
but it's all inaccessible. It's like big ass words, and like
you're not even connecting with the
people you're talking about.
Like, how can I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna write something and study so hard, it should actually have meaningful change to the people it's affecting, not to 50 other academics who you're just trying to impress.
Yeah, that's a huge problem in academia that I hear all the time, and it doesn't change.
That ability, like, I want to be like Pokemon. I want to be the very best. That didn't hit. That was pretty funny. I thought that was kind of funny.
You thought that was funny?
I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny, guys. I sprinkled some comedy in that.
Oh my god.
That was not bad.
I think this episode was funnier than the other one.
Really?
The last two are depressing as hell.
I don't know. I feel like we went all around so many topics.
Dry Texters was funny.
Friends with Benefits was interesting. I feel like, and now we're
are we reviewing our own episode right now?
Yeah, right in front. Guys, you guys know you love this episode.
Bro, we be working hard, man.
Nah, we do. But yeah, I feel like, again, I love everybody equally, but I just seen a group of academics that just, it's so weird. There's people within your own group that are happily in love, and that's the path they chose. And if that's not a path you want, that's fine. But I just don't want to hear to complain about it. Like, you're not sociable by choice.
Unless it's in our comment section, then you can complain.
Yeah, complain in our comments because we love a good conversation. But any points you want to continue, hit on, go back, forth?
Not really. I think that hit the nail on the head. That academia shit, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I did. Because I feel like we've had this conversation on the phone, but it's just like, it is something that happens because you're an artist, right? And
kind of, yeah.
He's an artist, ladies and gents, and our non-binary folks. You feel me? Because I messed up the first time, but he's an artist, and he understands how artists works. I'm a guy who's touched. I've been around artists. I've been around people in academics. I've been around athletes, so I can pick their minds and seen how they react to certain things. But when you talk about how artists are in romantic relationship and how they consume themselves, and nobody's gonna be bigger than their work or, the next thing, like their next project.
It happens.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, academics, people in academia are the same in that sense. Like, their work is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it. But if you like this episode, please comment, like, share, subscribe.
This is the first time we've actually ended an episode saying that.
Yeah, first time. We just peace out. So, but like, comment, share, show your mama, show your daddy, show your uncle, show your grandma, show your cousin, show your class, show your teacher, show your principal. Everybody should know about the show.
Eventually, we're going to get sponsors. It's going to be crazy.
We'll be billionaires.
Dollar Shave Club, I'm looking at you. Do you shave? I don't shave.
I don't have much to shave.
I know. Shit.
The shame. But thank you again for watching us. Thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate it, especially the comments and the feedback. We love the feedback.
Yeah.
We love the feedback though. We
There's
love
a lot,
it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of feedback, but that means people are interested and they're actually paying attention. So give us more feedback. Give us more comments. Give us more likes. Give us more shares. We want all of that. We want it all.
Patreon. Click the link if you want to support us financially, but even if you can't or don't want to, just watching the show is really great for our publicity, I guess, or like just brand. Existence, our brand.
Oh yeah, we are a brand.
We are a brand, the Emotional Intelligence Podcast.
The Emotional Intelligence Podcast.
The Emotional Intelligence Podcast.
We are the Emotional Intelligence Podcast. And that's episode 2, technically.
It's our 3rd episode, but it's episode 2.
Yeah, because we different. I feel like this is elongating.
All right.
Love you guys. Peace.